Hey everyone, Mike from George's here, and today we're going to take a look at the Avalon Catlina 2385 rear fish. One of the really cool things about this layout of Pontoon is that it gives you an area at the back of the boat to do some fishing. A lot of people come in and they want a pontoon boat, but they find that it's just not really useful for fishing, or that there is fishing boats out there that have designated fishing at the front and the back. This kind of gives you the best of both worlds. One of the things that I really like is these fishing seats at the back. They obviously swivel, flip down. They're the quality that you'd find in a high quality fishing boat, like a DV style boat. You've also got some rod storage here, as well as a bait well, so it does recirculate and pump in and out. And then off to the side, you have access to 4 plano boxes here, so some quick access to tackle as well, but it's kept out of the way, so you don't have to worry about tripping over any of your tackle that you have. As we move up to the front again, because this pontoon kind of gives you the best of both worlds, you've got the L lounge with table and cup holders. Because this is a Catalina, which is kind of the mid-range, upper range of Avalon pontoons, you're going to see a lot of nice finishes on this boat. So starting with the commander chair, really plush, really comfortable for the captain. The seat back goes back and forth, as well as the seat moves up and back and swivels as well. On this particular boat, we've got a Garmin Eco 201 DV, as well as the Infinity sound system with speakers throughout. Now, one of Avalon's really big things, and what kind of sets them apart from a lot of other manufacturers, is actually their seat bases. So as we flip this up here, we can see it's all aluminum seat bases. That's going to give you a lot more strength, and the other really nice thing is that it gives you a lot more room to actually put stuff in there, as opposed to a wood or rotomolded base. The other thing too is it has a great ventilation, so you can put something in there that's wet, and it's going to dry out really easily, as opposed to kind of starting to mold. On the Catalina, we've got 2 removable cup holders. So as you can see, you can either just set them right in between the seats there, or what a lot of people do as well is they'll put them up here, because as you're sitting here, you have quick access to your drinks here. Because this is as a third pontoon, gave us the ability to actually put a storage locker, like a ski locker, into the center tube. It's really deep. It's also lighted, and you've got that black mat at the bottom as well. So anything that you put in there is going to be nice and safe, and if it rattles around, it's not going to make a bunch of noise. Another great advantage of the Avalons are the upholstery that they use. The vinyl is actually a lot thicker. It's what they call Matrix 50, so it's a lot thicker than every other pontoon boat out there. It's going to be a lot better for any punctures or tears. It's going to wear a lot better. The other thing too is when you sit on these seats, they're really comfortable because they have what they call suspension seating. So basically what that is right here in the middle, where there normally would be a piece of plywood, it's actually cut out. So basically you will never bottom out on this seat. So when you sit down, or you're going over waves or anything like that, it's not going to bottom out, and you're not going to be kind of sitting and hitting against the plywood that's underneath this seat, because it's what they call suspension seating. So it's going to give you a nice, smooth and comfortable ride. So as we're at the rear of the boat, we can take a look here quickly at the 150 Mercury 4-stroke. Really reliable, quiet, fuel-efficient engine, but lots of power for this boat for sure. We've also got a boarding ladder. It's a 4-step, really nice and wide, easy, nice and long too, so it's easy to get in and out of the boat. And we also added on a ski tow bar as well to this boat. Again, as we're on the outside of the boat, we can see one of the big differences that you'll notice automatically about the Avalons is that they don't have any cross members here. It's one solid skin on the outside, and the cross members are on the inside. That does a couple things. It gives you a nice clean look, so you don't have any of those supports. But it also makes it really easy and nice to clean, because you only have one surface as opposed to ribs running across. If we just come on up here, we'll take a look quickly at some of the construction of the pontoon that a lot of manufacturers also don't use. We've got a bit of a cutaway here of one of the actual pontoons. So to support their deck, what Avalon uses what they call a hat channel. A lot of other manufacturers will use like basically half of this, so it's what they call a Z-bar. This gives you twice as many bolts actually connecting to the pontoon, twice as much surface area connecting to the pontoon as well. Gives it a lot more strength. And then as we look here, you can see a full length support to connecting to the pontoon from these hat channels. Again, a lot of manufacturers don't use a full length. They'll just go every few inches and then actually put a covering over that. Avalon does this on the inside and outside of the pontoon. They're the only manufacturer that does that. So on the actual pontoon construction, the nose cone is one solid piece, which they actually, you can see here that it's actually folded over on itself. So it basically has two pieces of aluminum, basically double the amount of aluminum that's actually on the front where you need the strength the most. Your splash guards here are also integrated, so unlike just being tacked on after the fact, they're nice and strong. They're not going to break off. You're not going to have any problems with those. All the pontoons are actually under the deck as well. So if you do come up and hit the dock head on, you're not going to do any damage to the pontoons. It's just going to be impacted into the deck, which is actually supported very well. That being said, on your corners where you're going to have most of your impact generally just kind of brushing up on the dock or whatnot, they have a cap here which actually gives you a little bit more strength. If anything were to happen to this, basically it can just be unbolted and replaced on there. Another safety feature on all of the Avalons, they actually have a reflective stripping all around the boat. So if you are running at night and somebody's coming up and with the dock lights or anything, they will see the reflective light. So gives you a little bit more peace of mind that way. Your dock and nav lights are into the fences as opposed to being up on the dock or on the deck. So if you are, when you are coming into the dock, tying the lines, there's nothing in your way. They're out of the way. Nice clean look. I'm Mike from George's, and this was the Avalon Catlina 2385 rear fish. We hope you'll come in to Ottawa, Eganville, or Kingston and check out any of the Avalons that we have in stock, or check them out at gms.ca. We'll see you soon.